for announcements? Cool. Well, we're going to make you wait a little while for them, but don't worry, we will get to those in due course. My name is Andy Hanley. I am the marketing manager here at Anime Limited, and I'm joined by none other than our CEO, Mr. Andrew Partridge. How are you doing, Andrew?
Hello. I'm doing well.
Excellent. So yeah, I guess let's get straight to it, because yeah, I feel like people will want to see some of the stuff that we have to show off here. But to start off, just in case some of you aren't aware who we are Anime Limited, of course, and we're actually all red pandas in human suits. No, that's not actually true, although I wish it was. But Andrew, I'll let you talk a little bit about who we are. Who are Anime Limited?
So we've been around for 10 years now to the year, which is scary to think. We started with titles like Cowboy Bebop in the UK and Attack on Titan in France. And the idea was that there's a lot out there for collector's edition. There was nothing in the UK at the time really for collector's edition on home video. And we kind of wanted to show you guys what cool things there were outside of the UK on home video like you get in Japan. So lots of booklets, like art cards, posters, soundtracks. And yeah, we kind of went from there and started working on film as well, which is a passion area for us. We worked on films like Your Name, A Silent Voice, Belle, One Piece Film Red. Like the list is pretty long, so like I'll keep it to 4 there just now. But most recently we released Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.01.
That's the one.
Excellent, I got the numbers correct. I won't be beaten later.
Yeah, so yeah, as mentioned, you know, what we do, physical media is a big part of what we do. You know, we bring anime to Blu-ray and increasingly to 4K UHD Blu-ray. We are kind of the industry leader pretty much outside of Japan for anime on 4K. And you know, obviously, we all have streaming accounts, you know, we all watch stuff on Netflix, Disney, etc., etc. But I think as time goes on, people are realizing more and more how important physical media is. And there are some very good reasons to own the stuff that you like on home video. First of all, the obvious one, it's yours. Once you've bought it, you own it. Nobody can take it away from you, nobody can take it down, it's not going to disappear off of a streaming service, as often happens to other titles. Once you've got it, it's yours to keep. Second of all, the quality. Again, mentioning 4K UHD, it's absolute kind of reference quality material. You know, we've really worked hard. Again, One Piece Film Red, a really good example of that. It has a Dolby Atmos soundtrack, which sounds incredible even in your own home. It's like being in the cinema. We use stuff like Dolby Vision for the best possible picture quality in HDR. So it looks fantastic. It looks better than you will see on any streaming platform. The third reason, as Andrew mentioned, we really like to bring you really awesome collector's editions. So it's something you can actually show off to show your fandom of a title or a film or whatever it is. So, you know, we have lots of incredible booklets and art cards. The packaging looks wonderful. It's something that you can put on your shelf and be proud of and show off to your friends. And fourth of all, it's shareable and it's ad-free. You know, if you want to show your friend a really cool film or series you've been watching, you can just hand them the disc. No worries about getting in trouble for account sharing or anything like that. And you know, if you put one of those discs in the player, it's not going to bombard you with ads halfway through. You know, even some of the paid streaming services now, you're going to get ads in the middle of your films and your shows, which, you know, nobody really wants. And so, apart from home video, as Andrew also mentioned, you know, we've really branched out into soundtracks now, whether that is physical or digital. If you swing by our stand over in this very south hall, you'll see lots of great vinyl soundtracks. We also bring all of those soundtracks to CD as well, if that's your preference. And you'll find a whole bunch of music on Spotify, including, I believe, a new insert song from Spy Family Season 2.
Yep, the first insert song from the second season is now up. It's called Little Steps. It's got really cute cover art as well for it, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really great little tune. And so yeah, you know, we've talked a bit about some of the cool new stuff, the kind of Your Names and Jujutsu Kaisens, but we are also very passionate about classic anime as well. Like our illustration here is Future Boy Conan, like Hayao Miyazaki's kind of first directorial role, like a complete TV series directed by Miyazaki. which again, we've released on 4K Blu-ray as well as standard Blu-ray. Check that out at our stand. And so, you know, it's really important for us to kind of curate those classic titles, stuff like Gunbuster. We've got a few copies of Nadia at our stand, you know, another classic from decades past. And it's been really exciting for us to see kind of new generations of fans discovering these old classics that stand the test of time and are still as good today as they ever were. And because we're passionate about anime, it's not just about whacking, you know, the show or the film on the disc. We are really passionate about bringing you all of the other content that you guys want to see around creators. So we do stuff like interviews, such as with the wonderful and incredible Mamoru Hosoda, the director of Bell. We recorded some great interview footage with him, which is on our home video release, and you know, we've put some of that stuff out online as well. So we love to talk to the creators as well and have them talk to you.
Yeah, we especially like them to have the chance to connect with you guys as well. So you'll see guest events like London Film Festival, like Scotland Loves Anime, like lots of different events where there's a chance for you to connect directly with the creators as well, which is super important for us. And it's super important for them too. It gives them a chance to see what you guys like in the UK as well, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about engaging with you guys from time to time for some of our big projects, we like to do really cool stuff out and about as well. Like, I don't know if anybody saw it while we were running Bell in cinemas, but we had this amazing mural painted up in London to show off the film.
Yep, just near Camden Lock.
Yeah, and that was really awesome to kind of see the process of it being created. And likewise for One Piece Film Red, we did some really awesome stuff. We just landed a giant straw hat outside King's Cross Station because why not? And a few years back when we brought Mirai to cinemas, we also had a really cool exhibition kind of celebrating all of the films of Mamoru Hosoda, which was a really incredible thing to be part of and to celebrate all of those incredible works as well.
And if you missed those, don't worry, we tend to do one every year or two as well. So, like, if you follow us on social media, you'll get good headwind about things coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And as well as following us on social media, do be sure to check out our online store, alltheanime.com. It is now literally the home of all the anime in the UK. Whether it's one of our own titles or something from another distributor, if it's available in the UK, you will find it there. What's more, we're currently in the middle of redeveloping our website, so hopefully in the next couple of months you will see it with not just a new look of paint, but it'll be a lot better to use, a lot better to find the things that you want. Yeah, look forward to our new look website. You've probably seen at our stand S320 in the South Hall. We've got lots of really great deals. We've got some great bundle offers, lots of things that you can come and buy right here, right now, this weekend. If your wallet's already struggling or your bags are already full, all of those deals are also available on our online site until 5 PM on Monday. So even if you get home on Sunday night and be like, oh God, why didn't I buy these amazing things? Why did I miss out on these titles? You've not missed out, just go to our online store and you'll still be able to order them and get them delivered straight to your door. On which note, if you want to get them delivered straight to your door, but a little bit cheaper, you might also want to look into our subscription service, Anime Unlimited. You can sign up for just £17.99 a year, and that will get you 10% off any purchase on our store, including anything at our stand. All you need to do is to show us proof that you're a member, and you'll get 10% off of your order. So it's a really great way of saving on all of the great products we've talked about. We have a big Christmas sale coming up in December, which is a perfect opportunity to save even more on the amazing savings we'll already have there. Say something nice about the shop, quick.
Oh, I like the shop. It's, well, like honestly, so it's not just home video we have there. We also aggregate things. So if you're looking for an anime vinyl soundtrack, we distribute for people like Black Screen Records. We distribute for Tiger Lab as well, Anime Lab as well. So if you're looking, it's kind of a one-stop shop to find like anime vinyl beyond just our products as well. Some really amazing soundtracks, including most recently, I believe, the Cyberpunk Edge Runners release from Milan, which is looking really nice.
Yes,
Any Edge Runners fans here? There's a few by the looks of it. Excellent.
Yes, pre-orders for that will open next week on our store. So yes, I'm going to have to order that myself, to be honest, because yeah, Edge Runner is an amazing series. So yeah, I guess without further ado, let's start with the announcements. To start with, this is one you've probably already seen the trailer for, kicking around the event, or you might have seen it during the week because we announced it. But honestly, it's such an awesome and amazing trailer. I just want to show it again, so you can enjoy it one more time.
政府はその情報を国民に伏せています。誰かが貧乏くじ引かなきゃなんなんだよ。みんな死んだぞ。この恥知らせ。その怪物は許しちゃくれない。ゴジラ-1。
So yeah, there you go. Very excited about this. You know, we're not just an anime company, and on this occasion we are distributing Godzilla -1 in UK and Irish cinemas from December the 15th, 2023. I mean, it's Godzilla. There's not really much more I need to say beyond that, but yeah, just hearing the bass on that trailer in this auditorium gets me even more hyped for this film than I was already.
I mean, having the sofa vibrate during it was quite an experience.
That was just my excitement.
It's coming to several premium formats as well, so it won't be just regular 2D in the cinema, so stay tuned. Like, we'll be talking more about those formats in due course as the cinemas start to put tickets on sale.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. I think it's fair to say you will be able to see this massive monster in the highest quality and the largest size possible, so watch out for that.
It's also a rarity because it's one of the first times you'll be able to see a Toho produced, like in Japan, Godzilla on the big screen as it comes, you know, within months of it, like a month or so of it coming out in Japan basically. Shin Godzilla came to the UK quite late all in all, so this is your chance to see it like as everyone else in the world is seeing it as opposed to 1 and a bit years later.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a fantastic film. You know, it's a really interesting take on Godzilla, being set in immediate post-war Japan, so it has a really interesting vibe to it. It has some really interesting ideas that it explores, and Godzilla looks amazing, which is also quite important. So yeah, Godzilla -1 comes to UK cinemas December 15th, so make sure you don't miss out on that. If you want to sign up for ticket updates and any more news, if you go to godzillafilm.co.uk, you can sign up to our mailing list and you will be the first to know once tickets go on sale, or when we have some of that other cool information that Andrew alluded to available to share. So on to our next announcement, and we have another little trailer for this one for you.
ねえ、起きてってば。ようこそ安西心さん、お待ちしてました。お城、おめでとう。君たちは選ばれし7人だ。どんな願いでも一つだけ叶えてやろう。願いが叶うって何？狼様と呼べ。
なんで俺たちなのかな。
一つだけ叶えたい願いがある。叶えたい願いがあるならば、この城のどこかにある鍵を探し出してもらわねばならない。
一つだけみんなで約束しないか。たとえ鍵を見つけたとしても、それは3月の末まで使わない。
そうね、ここなくなるの嫌だし、お城好きだから。ただ一つ言い忘れていたことがあった。鍵を見つけ出し、 願いを叶えた時点でお前たちはここでの記憶を一切失う。それってファンナさん、ここにいるみんな学校行ってないんだよね。バカみたい。
俺たちもしかして助け合えるんじゃないのかな。
よく耐えたよ、心ちゃんは毎日戦ってるでしょ。
この城で心やみんなと出会えたこと、きっと意味があると思うんだ。
どちらを選ぶかはお前たち次第だ。どうして大丈夫だから。一人じゃないよ。心ちゃん。みんな私たちを愛で助け合える。だから生きなきゃダメ。ありがとう。さよなら。
Okay, so that is Lonely Castle in the Mirror, which is coming to selected UK cinemas in 2024. We kind of talked a bit earlier about sort of directors that we're passionate about, and Keiichi Hara is definitely one of those. We released Miss Hokusai on Blu-ray, well worth checking out if you've not seen that yet. He also worked on Birthday Wonderland, another great little film, and this is a really amazing kind of fantasy film for all the family.
Can't believe you'd leave out Summer Days with Koo there as well.
Summer Days with Koo, of course.
Very cruel of you.
Yeah, so no, this is a really enjoyable film based on a bestseller novel, as mentioned, which is available in English as well, if you're curious. And it's a really interesting film. You know, it has this fantasy basis to it, but it is all about human relationships and humans and you know, young people in particular struggling with their various issues and overcoming them. So it has a really interesting human side to it as well.
And animation-wise, it's from the same studio who brought you Sword Art Online as well, so you know the quality is going to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Some great stuff. And so we have one more film announcement before we move on to some home video stuff. And this one, honestly, this is really massively in both mine and Andrew's wheelhouses. So if you see us getting excited, you'll know why. And you'll probably figure it out in due course.
Won't take you long.
なる。俺は絶対になる。俺は世界一のジャズプレイヤーになる。ついに来たべ、東京。ジャズ好きなの？はい、好きです。ジャズ。才能のないやつが努力したって無駄ですから。俺にさ、ドラムとかできんのかな？ジャズってなんかいいな。俺と組んでくれませんか？え？俺たち今からジャズをやるんだべ。大はなんでジャズなんだ？すげえ熱くて激しいから。行くべ。互いに踏み台にして名を上げていく勝負どころさ。
全然ダメだ。
なんで俺に厳しく言わねえんだべ。一番下手なのは俺だべ。俺にも下手なことだって言えっちゃ。こんなバラバラでジャズできんのかよ。
全力でやるべ。やらされてんじゃねえ。俺がやんだよ。きっと伝わる。
Yeah, Blue Giant is coming to UK cinemas early in 2024. I mean, you're more of a jazz head than me, Andrew, so I'll let you go first on why this is such an awesome film.
I mean, for one, the original manga is incredible. It's out just now in English as well if you're looking for it. It's available on Amazon, all good booksellers. The soundtrack is absolutely incredible. They collaborated with a award-nominated jazz artist in Japan. Like, they're absolutely incredible, like, quality, and like, honestly, the studio as well, it's like it's their second feature film. The first was Tanya the Evil. This one is like really stands out for me on it. It's like there's kind of a nice winter vibe to it too, which is why the early in next year is important as well. I just love jazz as well, so this is my kind of show.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this one, mostly because no hyperbole here, Blue Giant is one of the greatest manga I've ever read. Like, it is literally that good. So getting to see at least part of that story adapted for the big screen has me so hyped. I cannot wait to see this early next year. And if you happen to be in Glasgow or Edinburgh over the next few weeks, it is coming to the Scotland Loves Anime Film Festival as well. So if you want to get in early and see it before anybody else, then you can check it out there. Tickets available at lovesanimation.com. So yeah, that's it for our theatrical announcements. So are people ready for some home video announcements now?
Some great ones in here as well. I'm really excited about.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can start with, we can carry on with a bit of a theme here for our first announcement, because first up on our list is Kids on the Slope on Collector's Edition Blu-ray. And Andrew, again, I will let you wax lyrical about this one as well.
I mean, it's a really beautiful snapshot of kind of the 1960s in Japan and the jazz kind of working its way in internationally at that point. It's a really interesting story of friends in that period as well. So it stars someone who's moved from Tokyo to the islands in Japan basically for stay with family basically, and it kind of shows him getting acclimatized, making friends, and it's a really amazing piece from Shinichiro Watanabe. So you may know him from things like Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. This features little to no action, but a huge amount of jazz. So every week during production, they would bring a different jazz artist into the studio, and everyone in the animation team would watch the performance, and that's what really leads to really amazingly accurate performances and instrumentals in the show. It's never had a collector's edition release either before, so it was an absolute pleasure putting that together as well, and it's something we're really super excited. Like, for me, it's another part of the slow but steady accrual of all of Shinichiro Watanabe's work, over the years basically, that we're working on. So yeah, I'm super happy to have it in our collection as well.
Yeah, really great series, great music, really great drama. Our collector's edition is going to look great. Again, bit of a spoiler, we will probably have a shop exclusive addition to our online store version, so alltheanime.com will be the place to go when that is available for pre-order. We should have some more details pretty soon on this, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I have no good segue from this into the next series, beyond the characters in Kids on the Slope eat food, and I guess the characters in Food Wars also eat food. So yeah, we are bringing Food Wars Season 1 to Collector's Edition Blu-ray very soon.
Yep, I'm really excited for this one as well. Food anime is something I am hugely partial to, and manga as well, so it's kind of, Food Wars is kind of one of the definitive ones for me, along with kind of the other you get some other manga series about food a lot, but it's hard to find a good anime series about it. Just
and none of them are quite like Food Wars. Food Wars has a very unique take on that stuff.
A very unique take, yeah. It's really cool.
So yeah, again, look forward to some more details on exactly what our collector's edition will look like quite soon. But yeah, that is coming your way pretty soon. And again, moving to something very different here. I talked about how much I love Blue Giant as one of my favourite manga of all time. Another one on my probably all-time top 10 list, if not a little bit higher, is Flowers of Evil.
I'd agree.
Really incredible manga series that got a very interesting animated adaptation. It is rotoscoped rather than traditional animation, but it's a really incredibly well-produced take on the early part of that story. So yeah, very excited to say we will be bringing Flowers of Evil to Collector's Edition Blu-ray very soon.
And rotoscoping, for those who aren't aware, is basically where you've got a live action model and you're drawing over the person, so it gives this really different artistic effect. It actually really works for Flowers of Evil. It's normally used when you're doing something more slice of life, but this is it is slice of life with kind of very dark twist to it. It's very it really fits the mood of the series.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's a pretty dark series that delves into sort of, some of the darker elements of, especially kind of puberty and being a teenager, but in a really sort of interesting and refreshing and honest way. And yeah, it really goes places, but it's a fantastic series, and yeah, another one that will be a great addition to your collection as a collector's edition. And we'll just keep on barreling through these because we've got quite a few. Next up is Parasite the Maxim. I'm glad we got a lot of applause for that. I feel like sometimes this series can be divisive, but I think it's amazing. Like another really, really great manga that I think was adapted really well into animated form. Also one of those series where it adapts the whole thing. You can watch the whole story beginning to end. And yeah, this will also be another Blu-ray collector's edition that you can add to your collection pretty soon.
It'll be a complete collector's edition as well, so it won't be a part 1 and part 2 for this. So it'll be something to look forward to on it.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this one. Kind of a bit of a sort of horror, action, adventure kind of classic for me. So really excited that we got to work on this title.
I'm really excited about the next one though, Andy. It's probably one of my favourites.
Yeah, I think you may have to intro this one because I feel like we've talked about this series like in the office more times than I care to remember, and finally we can actually talk about it professionally because we're releasing it, and that is Kaiji Ultimate Survivor coming to Collector's Edition Blu-ray.
Yep, it's I think if any series deserved the subtitle of Stupid Games, Stupid Prizes, like it would definitely be Kaiji on it. Like Kaiji as a character, not the series itself on it. The eponymous hero has what can only be best described as a real gambling problem with real life consequences for him, and it's spawned live action versions as well, like films as well. Honestly, it's one where like we've been looking for a good way to bring it to the UK for a long time. It's like the manga's out now from Denver, isn't it? As well.
It is, yes, that's right.
It's definitely a cult classic, I would say. So one to look out for on it.
Yeah, very exciting, and yeah, we will be releasing both season 1 and season 2 of the series as well. So yeah, season 1 hopefully we'll have some news on pretty soon, but season 2 will follow not too far after. And so on to the next one, another bit of a sort of classic of its era, Come Get Kill,
which we'll be bringing back as a complete collector's edition this time. We know it's had 2 parts in the UK previously, but it's a show we really like, and it's kind of close to our hearts around the time. It was around the time Anime Limited started getting out as well, so it's kind of nice to have a shot at it this time to do something with it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you've been a fan of kind of some more recent stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer and haven't seen a Come Get Kill, well, worth checking out. It's very much in the same wheelhouse as that. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for this one. And now we get on to the announcement that probably I am the most excited about, because I love anime, Andrew loves anime, I'm pretty sure everybody in this room loves anime. So how about an anime about making anime? Because we will be bringing Shirobako, the complete TV series, to Collector's Edition Blu-ray.
Yeah.
This is an incredible series. It is both a love letter to the Japanese animation industry and also kind of occasionally quite an honest look at how it all works behind the scenes. A lot of the major players in the cast of Shirobako are very obvious plays on actual real life directors and producers, etc., which is a lot of fun. You can watch the series and basically like do a guess who of like who characters are based on. There may or may not be a character based on Hideaki Anno, for example. And yeah, it's a really amazing series. Just cannot wait to bring it to Collector's Edition Blu-ray. I was lucky enough to be the product manager on this one, so I got to kind of create our edition. So very excited that we'll be able to show that off very soon.
Yeah, I really like. Again, I'm in it for the cameos for this. It's like there's some amazing character references to the real industry. If anyone's seen or is about to see Pluto, for example, the producer of Pluto, Mariyama-san, is also in this as a cameo as well, for example. And by the way, go and watch Pluto if you've not done already. It's very good.
If I wasn't at MCM this weekend, that's what I would have been doing. But that's not all. We have a couple of really big announcements to close things off. And honestly, I'm not sure that I have a good way of hyping up this next one because I feel like it just speaks for itself. Some of you may have heard over recent months that we will be bringing Bleach and Bleach 1000 Year Blood War to Blu-ray. It's worth mentioning that.
We've been kind of going through, like I feel like I've gone back in a time machine to circa 2004 because I think we're living it up collecting titles from around that time, and this is one that has a very special place in my heart. Certainly, I'm certain a lot of your your hearts as well, and for the first time on Blu-ray as well.
Yes, absolutely. It's a little series you may have heard of called Naruto.
So, like, we're going all the way through the original Naruto story and Shippuden. Like, on Blu-ray starting early 2024 and going until we stop, until we're done. So it's, yeah, this one's really close to my heart, so...
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Like, I think for many people, like, Naruto is their sort of either a seminal kind of anime experience or one of the first shows they watched, or just one of those big tentpole moments of, like, an incredible shonen series that just sort of, you know, followed them through so many years. And yeah, really exciting that we'll be able to release it on Blu-ray, which has not happened before in the UK, and also to give it a cool collector's edition treatment. So expect more details on that early-ish next year, hopefully, all being well.
And if you're new to Naruto as well, I'm envious of you, but it's like shows like Jujutsu Kaisen and like the current generation of Shonen Jump titles owe a lot back to Naruto. In fact, if you watch Naruto having watched Shonen, like current generation ones, you'll see a lot of elements that are very familiar and comforting to you as an entertainment, and there's a lot of episodes of it to watch as well, so it's something to really dig into to see the references, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, exciting times. Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, you'll be able to enjoy the entire Naruto journey all over again. And so we have one last announcement, which this is a far more modern classic, you could say. It's a title that we've had a lot of you asking us about over recent years, and in particular over recent months. And I'm very, very excited and happy to say that we will be bringing to the UK ReZero Season 2 on Collector's Edition Blu-ray, because God, you guys have been asking for it. I checked the social media accounts, I've seen all the requests, and I'm very glad that we are able to do this for you.
Yep, we'll be bringing it. You'll hear more information about it pretty soon as well. But yeah, we're really excited about that.
Yeah, definitely. And when I say I'm excited to bring it to you, I'm excited to bring it to me as well, because I'm a big ReZero fan and I just want to watch Season 2 again. So, you know, it works for everybody.
I'm enjoying going through the assets for it, because I'm doing the product briefs just now. There's a lot of really nice assets to work with.
Yeah, so yeah, expect a couple of gorgeous collector's editions. If you own our ReZero Season 1 collector's editions, you kind of know what you're in for. So it'll be very much in that vein. So yeah, look forward to that in 2024 as well. So that's it for announcements, but I do want to run through a few first looks at some of the titles that we have coming out, where we have our packaging is all ready to go. A lot of these are, in one case, available now, or will be available for pre-order pretty soon. And I just want to burn through these quickly to give you guys some Q&A time. But I mentioned it a bit earlier, we have a few very limited copies on our store because it literally landed at our hotel just before the event started. But our Nadia Secret of the Blue Water Ultimate Edition is about to be released on our web store as well. It's incredible. Like, it's the entire series on Blu-ray, it's the entire series on 4K Blu-ray as well. And it has this huge art book as well. It's actually a full A4 art book that sits outside of the rest of this packaging. So pretty much every piece of Nadia artwork you've ever seen, and a lot that you haven't ever seen, all in one book.
And interviews and behind the scenes. So it talks about the atmosphere at Gainax at the time they were making it, like the upscale process of HD. Like, it's not just an art book, it's kind of a film material archive in a way that, you know, I'm really envious about. Like, it's the kind of book we really dream of making always for people.
Yeah, and again, it's another classic of its era, like say, you know, classic Gainax, Hideaki Anno directing, you know, a lot of really interesting people worked on this project, so glad that we could give it the treatment that it deserves, and yeah, like the only 4K version available as well. So this is another one of Andrew's beautiful pet projects as well. Great Pretender. Has anybody seen Great Pretender on Netflix? Okay, a few of you. Incredible series. I actually got to do the QC of our disc of this and got to watch the series a second time, and it was just as enjoyable as the first time. So whether you've watched it or not, absolutely worth your time. But yeah, Andrew, wax lyrical about Great Pretender for a moment.
I mean, for me, it's like a combination of the best talent. So Studio Wit, for people who brought you things like Attack on Titan, like Vinland Saga as well. It's the same, like the creative team behind it is absolutely stellar. It's a story about con artists and the lives they lead, and it's basically several. It's kind of more like an American TV show. There's several arcs within it, and it really flows. It's colourful in the same way the packaging is colourful. The show itself is very, very vivid, larger than life as a show, and it's just a really beautiful piece altogether on it. I'm super happy. Like, all the characters are engaging. The story keeps you guessing, even like kept me guessing till the end on it, and I really enjoyed watching through it as just for entertainment for me as well on it. It travels across the world as well, so there's a whole arc set in London. Like, there's a piece set in the US, there's a piece set in the Far East. Like, there's a lot of really interesting different locations and different cons that go on during it, so you get this really broad mix on it. And it was dropped during the pandemic, so a lot of people may have missed it at the time, but the collector's edition is really something special to look at.
Yeah, this is another title with a hulking great book full of materials as well, and yeah, the entire series over 5 discs, some really cool art cards. It's going to be beautiful. So yeah, pre-orders for that opening soon. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Likewise, again, we've talked about directors a bit and directors that mean a lot to us. This is a really interesting short work from one of our favourite directors, Yasuhiro Yoshiura, the director of Time of Eve and Patema Inverted, and more recently Sing a Bit of Harmony, which some of you may have seen. And yeah, this was a short that was part of the Anime Mirai project, which was a series that ran for kind of a few years of short films from kind of, new upcoming animators and directors. And so we really wanted to give this its own treatment. So Harmony will be getting a collector's edition Blu-ray and DVD outing with pre-orders opening very soon. Now, as somebody who has a reputation in the Anime Limited office for being the Love Live guy, it would be remiss of me not to show off my latest Love Live creation, which is Love Live Nijikasaki Season 2 Collector's Edition. We've released Season 1 of this, available at our store this weekend. We've recently released Season 1 of Superstar as well, but we are continuing with Nijikasaki High School Season 2, so this is another really amazing collector's edition. There is always so much cool and awesome artwork that we get with these, and it's really delightful to be able to cram all of it into one collector's set. So if you're a Love Live fan, here you go, more Love Live Nijikasaki, which honestly has kind of become my favourite Love Live at this point, so really excited that we got to work on this one. And meanwhile, for the Gundam fans in the room, Mobile Fighter G Gundam Part 1 is available for pre-order now. That's our latest really cool Gundam collector set, which includes a very important family photo. For anybody who's watched the series, you will understand the relevance of that. Part 2 will also be opening for pre-order very soon, so keep your eyes peeled so that you can own the entirety of this most unique Gundam series, it can be said, on Blu-ray. And so that's it for our announcements. So we have managed to carve out a little bit of time for Q&A. So if anybody has any questions, you will find a microphone towards the back of the centre. So if anybody has any questions that they would like to ask us, then we've got about 5 minutes or so. So come on up, form an orderly queue, and yeah, quiz us on anything that you desire.
Within reason.
Within reason, yes. We will moderate the questions if needed.
Should I start?
Yes, yeah, please.
Fire away.
Let's go
on. Coke or Pepsi?
Oh, the classic question.
I've given myself away here with Pepsi Max, so...
Yeah, this
Pepsi Max.
is going to be really boring because we're both Pepsi Max guys, so there's not going to be any fighting on stage. Pepsi Max.
Fighting in the office though, as Diet Coke is pretty popular in the office. So.
Yes, yeah, we do have some Diet Coke aficionados.
I'm going to slide 2 in because they're related. Do you plan to release the FAO progressive movies on home video in the UK?
For that, unfortunately, we don't have the rights to that. Crunchyroll has the rights for the progressive movies, so it's a question for them, I'm afraid, if they're going to release on home video.
Okay, and quickly, do you know you might bring extra edition, because I know you released it in France?
We did release it in France. In the UK, it's held in a weird situation just now, so we would love to, but there's no current plans, sadly. I really wish we could, though.
Okay,
Like, we're huge fans of it.
Thank you very much.
In regards to Bleach and Naruto, I know you won't be able to give an accurate estimate, but can we expect between different parts that they'll be released a bit closer than compared to something like Inuyasha?
I appreciate the question. Can we ever give guarantees about spacing between titles for us is the question. No, the general plan is we're doing them in batches, so the plan is once we start, it should flow relatively close together. Ideally once monthly, but like it could be once every 2 months, but it's basically once it starts, it's going to be on a rotating pattern because we've got, like we'll be putting batches into approval at the same time, so it's pretty straightforward. And in Bleach, authoring wise, we're pretty far ahead already, so yeah, for Bleach certainly it's going to roll pretty systematically. Naruto, we're just getting started, but I would expect similar, doing it kind of batches, if that makes sense.
That's good. I just wanted to know if it was like going to be a year between.
No, it won't be like, it'll be more like 1-2 months.
Great, so thank you.
Excellent. And as a side note, Inuyasha season 2 should be coming early 2024 as well, so watch out for that.
Hello. Any news on Macross Plus in theatres?
That's a very good question. We're lining it up to coincide with the home video, and the home video is taking a little bit longer than planned, but for good reasons as well. Basically, we're trying to negotiate the best possible edition we can, and there's obviously one particular element of that which is a little more complicated than the rest, for those who are fans of Macross Plus may be aware. But we are working on it just now, so it should, like, ideally it'll be sometime in Q1, right?
Yes, yeah, I think, again, we're trying to lock down dates from the cinema side of things as well, so yeah, definitely stay tuned for updates on that. There is a Macross Plus mailing list as well that you can sign up to for updates as well.
We've not forgotten about it, both on theatrical and home video. It's an ongoing project in the background for us just now.
Alright, so with the current stagnation of originality and contact drawing from Hollywood, do you believe that this similar cycle might apply to the industry of anime and other animation effects later on in the line?
I mean, are we talking stagnation in the sense of sequels, or like, are we talking like just the current strike blocking content? What kind of?
So sequels and more advancement towards capitalistic money pits instead of diversity.
I mean, I'd argue that like in animation it remains kind of a pretty diverse space on it. I think the issue that like at least Japan is facing just now is there are too many shows coming out and there's not enough animators to go around just now is kind of the big problem. Like on it, something has to give sooner or later on that frontier. I think as long as you have like the innovative works, Japan's very much based on like originality and on adaptation of existing works. And I think as long as you've got both creative minds and very interesting works out there still, you're going to get both like really interesting content adapted from original comics, and you're going to get some really, really outstanding works both in TV series and film. Like some of the best minds of Japan as directors tend to make their films as original films, and like I can't get enough of it. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I think you'll always get franchise films as well, like Jujutsu Kaisen, Zero Spy Family movie, and I think the more that like those films grow, the more they'll also become more original and diverse as well in a way. So like I think it's a very different field on that front. I think it'll get pulled in sometimes by franchises as well, but I think as a whole remains pretty diverse, you know?
Alrighty, well I can see somebody with a crook about to yank us off stage, so I think we'll have to wrap it up there. But thank you ever so much to all of you for coming. We hope you enjoyed the panel and all the announcements. As mentioned, you can find us on the South Hall, stand S320. Just look for the giant T-Rex. We're basically opposite that as a handy reference point. So if you have any questions that we didn't have time to answer, please do feel free to come and find us at the booth. We'll be around all afternoon and most of tomorrow. So yeah, again, thank you so much, and give yourselves a big round of applause. Thank you, everyone.
so much, everyone.